Question number 2. What data and processes did you use to make your groups?
So during pre-service week and maybe a little bit before that, Amanda and I looked at every student. We looked at their DIBELS composite score for the spring. We also had the opportunity to speak to Nancy and Vicki, the first grade teachers, about every student and their impression of them in reading and writing. And we kind of just did a very crude grouping of above, on, below, very below, based on the DIBELS scores and that information. Then once we had that, in September, we had our own observations for the students. We had given some informal observation, and we revised those groups again. When we started scheduling in September, we made sure that all students had the required, because all second graders had to be in really great reading, HD word groups. So those were the first groups we made. And we had to take into account how many teachers and staff were trained in that program and available. The next thing we did was start to schedule children for needs based on who needed fluency, who needed encoding, spelling help. And then we created those groups, kind of like tier 2 groups in some respect. And we also scheduled then tier 3 groups, those kids that needed, let's say, really great reading, but they needed BLAST, the level before us. The last group that we scheduled is an enrichment group, and I put that in quotation mark. So those were kids that were reading on and above with word recognition, and their comprehension was basically on or above. And we had to go through several revisions. The first month, you go through countless revisions, and then after that, through the year, you go through minor revisions.